Alright guys, we are back with another Axis and Allies video, and we're going to go over my favorite country, Japan. And if I say something wrong, do keep in mind I do have a little ache in my mouth from these braces. Ow, they hurt. Anyways, so if I say something wrong for a second, that's probably why. Japan is my favorite country to play because you can be aggressive, but you can also be conservative with what you're doing. I only have part of the board set for this because over here it doesn't really matter as much as by Japan. And we're going to go over some strategy and some plans you can do in order to take full advantage of Japan's really strong army that they have to start off with. Not to mention, they also start off with really good IPC value. Alright, 30 IPCs, and this is what they list off. All they start with. They have the biggest board out of anybody. Germany is the same size as this. They have the biggest board. They have a lot of territories to cover, mainly because they're islands, or why it's so big on here, but still, lots of soldiers to go around. And I'm going to show you one of my favorite things to do. So, you start with 30 IPCs, right? Let me see here. Let me get my IPCs out real fast. I'm doing this one-handed, so bear with me. Alright. Perfect. Alright. IPCs. If you're wondering, how do you have IPCs? I have a couple other versions of the game in the background. I choose IPCs from those games, or you can order some. There are some YouTubers who have some templates you can look at. I think Young Grasshopper and some other great YouTubers have some templates or custom IPCs, or you can just go on a historical board gaming and look for some on your own. I love these. I also recommend using poker chips if you want to. Have them count as 1s, 5s, and 10s. I did that, and I had a great time with it still. So yeah, there's definitely other options you can do for your IPCs. So for me, first turn, right? You have 30 IPCs. 30 IPCs. Also, if I get any rules wrong while I'm playing this, or I play things out of order, sometimes I may know, but if you want to, comment my mistakes down below, and I'll probably remake the video, or just adjust the video formatting purposes, and yes, there's no confusion. I'm gonna actually bust out the rule book, just so that way I don't mess anything up for you guys, because I want this to be the best way possible. Okay, phase 1, purchase units. All right, my favorite move to do is my good old two tank movement. All right, and I'm going to show you all the reasons behind this 2 tank movement in a second. All right, 2 tanks is like, wow, that's crazy. What are you going to do with those? Well, they're going to go and you're going to produce them in Japan. Obviously, you have no other factories. But you see these 2 transports. This part right here, mainland, really needs your help. If you get 2 tanks dropping down, second turn, you can do a lot. Again, I'll explain to you in a second. You'll be like, what about the US? US, again, I'll get to that in a minute. But just remember, this is really powerful for your men. All right? It'll really help them out. Another thing to look for, avoid the cruisers. Again, Corporal Clay has a video on that. I've been mentioning him a lot, but he has great videos. Again, if you haven't subscribed to him, definitely give him a like and subscribe. Great content. All right? And if you need to, you have the option to save this 10. Or what I like to do with it, I like to get two guys and an artillery, or you can go with a fighter, whatever you feel. The reason I go with 2 guys and an artillery is because, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of infantry, but they're really good. They're really underrated, and honestly, they're amazing on defense. I like to have a good solid defense piece around where I am, not to mention, like I said, my transports. Or if you want to, you can buy 1 infantry and another transport, which is the route I'm going to take this time around, because honestly, you're going to need more transports and you're going to see why. All right, we're going to keep them in the mobilization zone currently. you'll see why I'm buying this destroyer. Very, very, very important. Remember, get a destroyer, because you're going to need something to take care of these transports, because I'm going to move these boats around, and you're going to see why. Okay, alright. Moving things into combat, and then actually making combat happen. First turn, you're going to be pretty dang aggressive, alright? Let me get my... Dang, now I see I'm prepared. Let me get my defense and attack board right over here for you guys. Okay, you can take a look. Here's what we're gonna do. I forgot to set up the fleet over here. I'll get that done in a second. But as we're talking, let me mention something to you guys really quickly that I like to stress. Do not overextend, but definitely be aggressive in the places where you need to be. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. There are definitely some places where you can feel like you can push into, like Russia instantly and stuff like that. But you gotta remember, Russia goes before you, Britain goes before you, so there's gonna be some things that they may do. Like for example, Russia's probably gonna push all this in here. Now, I'm not gonna say they are going to, but they might push their soldiers out and leave some sort of defense in here. They're not gonna spend all their money over here. Like at bare minimum, they're probably just gonna put like a tank and a dude there, because they have business over here defending London. Let's just say they take a dude and a tank, spending 9 APCs. Pretty simple. All right, I'm gonna set up their fleet real quick. Sorry about that. Cruiser. I promise you guys I can also read sometimes. Anyways, back over here. Let's just say that happened, and then Russia, they have nothing that can really reach, because they're trying to fight off Germany. But if they do bring something over there, they're probably gonna die, and you have really nothing to worry about, because they're gonna notice their flaw, and then they're gonna come right on back. Let's see here. Still sorting this out real quick. Let me see here. 1 fighter and 1 transport. All right, come here, little transport. I might need to get a one of those cases where you can hold your troops in. It'd be very nice. Anyways, like I said, back to here. This is the fleet is here. This is what's right here as well. And we're gonna be conducting some attacks. Let's say this is how the board ended up. They decided to push up into Burma and have these forces fall and lead these forces here. Now, your main goal to start off with is to take over China. China is your main priority to take over. And with Manchuria on the first turn, do not attack up into here, mainly because you're outnumbered, or if you want to use your planes, go for it. I mean, it's all up to you, but you probably want to stay more defensive with Manchuria for the first turn. Let that be. Honestly, my first move, attack into here. Attack over a little bit of your forces into here. If you want to stay in defense, that's just fine. But remember, they have a fighter there, so staying in defense may be all right. Let me see here. What else do we have? Remember, you have those planes that can help you out too if you need from up here. Maybe if this one can reach, it can probably come in here and do some damage. You have one down here. You have planes everywhere, all along here. Remember, range is important, and that's something you have. If I wanted to, I can probably fly a plane. 1, 2 into here, 1 into here, and I can make that battle a lot different than just having it being 4 soldiers. But I'm gonna keep one of these planes up here and this one down here for the time being. Now, I will, for this sake, I will attack into here, bring a plane with, and I'm actually gonna bring one more to replace down here. All right, we are gonna pick up 1 tank and an artillery. on this transport. Remember, transports have to be accompanied, and we will bring it down into here. Since they are combat movements, and we'll bring these guys right back up to here. Fly this plane, 1, 2, it will make it. All right, into this battle right here. Because you want to bring everybody in that you can. Bomber, if you really want to bring it in, I mean, go for it. Really no need, but if you want to, you can bring it in. You can bring a lot to throw at them. But you see, I'm not overextending. I'm keeping my ships back for non-combat phase, and you will see exactly what I'm going to do. It's not a bad option. I honestly recommend doing this most of the time, but sometimes not really. It's a really bold decision I love to do, but it's only because the US takes so long to get into the game, and they can't be as aggressive as Japan. Let's roll for these couple of battles real quick though, just so I can prove my point. If there's a small chance I lose, you guys can all laugh in the comments below. I am open to being laughed at, so if I do mess up, put a little haha if you need to. I'm just gonna get 3 dice for the time being. And we're gonna, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And an attack there, and an attack there. Also, one thing to do is they may group up their soldiers to keep them spread out. To try to last longer, just keeping them spread out may work. Alright, so I'm attacking. No hits, and no hit. A miss again, and 1 hit there. I'll take a casualty. Miss, and a double miss. Alright, back here to start again. Give me a 1, please. Aha, maybe if I ask nicely, the dice might give it to me every time. And then 1 roll in defense, and it's a 6. So, that was easy. A little bit of cleanup there. Let me get my US bag out and put that guy back in there, or by the bag, whatever works. And they have taken over. Very, very big takeover, and especially since they didn't lose anybody. And I'm going to keep my planes right here on standby in case there's a counter push. You can always come back in here anytime with planes. Like I said, they got reach over a lot of this area. They cover all this, and they can also fly up into here. They can also come down here to help out. These planes are insane where they're at. And then we're gonna do the attack, like I said, over here. This one's gonna be a little bit more difficult. But not bad. Yes, these are participating. The things that transported, they are participating in the fight. Let me get this ready for you guys. Let me double check, see if I missed anything. Nope, we are good. And let's see here. Oh, I did miss one thing. Very minor detail. Always mark which territories you have. Very important. Boom. Oh, no, they're not dead. All right, let's see here. Attacking 2. Oh, 1 hit. Very, very, very good. All right, give me a second one here. We want to end this one quickly. Oh, and quickly we end it. Nice. 2 rolls. Ooh. Not a huge deal, just 1 soldier for 2. Really great trade-off for us, I'd say. And that is considered a nat win. Fly the plane out here. Keep the planes kind of connected if possible, but make sure they definitely have reach over into areas that you may want to attack further down the line. And then put their soldiers back. And then there are those two moves made. You're going to be saying, well, why didn't you go up into here? This force right here is under a lot of pressure. They have pressure coming from here and from down there. If they get taken out, who's going to support? Boom, bam, boom. And maybe even them. Not only that, what happens if they get taken out? You have to use your tank to bring it over there and reroute up. Stay there, don't press any further this way. And now here's the non-combat movement, which is my favorite. Moving these ships simply one spot over. Just by simply moving these over here, you're now in reach of Japan, and you're also in reach of you're also pretty close to your reach of your goal, which is moving these two ships right here, right here. Your submarine from down here goes up there as well. Not to mention down and then down. All right. Leaving these two ships, since these ships have been used for defense, you're gonna have these be combined, these two be combined at one point, and let one of these ships go over here. But you simply just need to move these up here because they are they're covered by the planes now too. They're covered by the planes. They're close to your other boats. They're kind of centralized everywhere. The reason why I'm putting these ships head to head with the American ships is, again, they take a while to get into the game. Not to mention, this is close. But this spot right here guards everything. How can they come into Japan if you're guarding right there? You can guard right here or right there. I prefer coming head on because you put pressure on the Hawaiian Islands a bit more. But you also have maneuverability to go back if you need to. Again, very, very, very good spot to hold on. Not to mention, my plane placement is amazing because guess what else they cover? Japan. Most things cover Japan here. Keeping your place safe is important because right now you're weak, and who knows, you may over transport at some point. You may be like, oh no, what am I gonna do? And with the invading threat of Russia, you still, again, like I said, and you have a counterattack of these two planes. This plane right here, everything is good for a counterattack. If they're attacking onto you, they attack at a 1. You defend at a 2. That's a dumb move. They're not gonna attack. Hold Manchuria currently. Okay. All right, let's say next turn rolls around. We placed our units. All right. And we are going to come back into the next phase. All right, turn 2. All right. And this is where things are probably gonna get a little dicey down here, but that's okay. You want things to get dicey down here. Well, not really, but for your opponent, yes, you want things to get dicey. All right, let's say they notice a little bit more than what they thought they'd be getting, so they should put down 3 guys. Again, another 9 IPC spending, but that is really decent defense. Putting down 4 guys, really good defense. Like I said, this is all hypothetical, what they put down here. I'm not gonna say they're gonna do this every time, or not at all. All right? You are still in a very great spot, and let me show you why. All right? Because now, instead of gaining, how many IPCs you'd be gaining? 3rd normally? You got an extra 2. And I was like, well, what are you gonna do with an extra 2 IPCs? Well, what any wise person would do. Buy more tanks. Now your tank costs will be covered. The 12 that you have to round off is covered. All right, again, 2 more tanks will be placed down on the field. Mobilization zone. And now here's where my big plan will come into play. I don't like cruisers. I'm not saying use cruisers. Do not use cruisers. But in this case, you might have to use cruisers because you're going to be doing bombardments, and in some cases, you're going to need a bit of a bigger ship than a destroyer. I'm not recommending buying cruisers, but you need to buy a cruiser this time. A cruiser with the destroyer. Putting them right there in the middle of the fight. Or if you really hate cruisers that much, as I do, go for the old reliable and buy a fighter, which I will do just to demonstrate what will happen. Actually, I think I ran out of fighters. Holy crap. Okay, do I have any place with double fighters? No. Okay, so I don't have any place with double fighters. We will keep on going. Let me take a double check. Oh, never mind, we got a fighter. We have a fighter in the bag. Okay, fighter found. Boom, we're good. And if my camera angle is looking a bit bad, I am not very good at this. You may be saying, well, Reese, you broke even with 2. Savior 2. Very well, Savior 2. Alright. So let's see here. What are we going to do this turn? Aha. That's what I'm going to do. Alright, things last turn. Move 1 over there. And then, oh, let me think for a second. Put these bad boys on. And put these bad boys on. There's a specific way I like to do this, so it takes me a minute to do this. The right way, as I like to call it. And then move them back across down here. And up into the other side. Dropping them, boom, boom. Big army. Good army. Spectacular army. Leave these 2 right here. You'll see why. Alright, now here's what you do. Oh yeah, Szechuan. Very, very intimidating. Not so intimidating anymore. And not so... Actually, screw that rope, this guy over here. Not so intimidating anymore. If you really want to go overboard with it, not intimidating whatsoever. But make sure this place right here, because this place is really covered very, very, very well. You still have these planes, this, yet you still have things that can cover that area very well. Even if you, especially because you're going to win this battle, you're going to slaughter them. But it's kind of a way for you to unite your troops, which you're going to see why that's pretty important. So we're going to set everybody up on the battle board. Alright, we just need 2 men up there. These count as guys too, just so you guys know. And 1 fighter in defense. Favorite part right here. Alright, 2 misses. Alright, 1 hit from one of them. We'll roll 1 more time. Miss. Alright, this is definitely where a hit's going to come in here. Okay, well, I called it a bit too precisely. Ooh, and a miss right there. That's not good. Defense, they roll hit 1, and there 1 more defender. He gets another 1. Take our 2 guys. Put them... death spot, place, whatever I want to call it. And then leave this guy out. Again, roll 1, roll twice. Well, these dice are not being very nice to me today. Oh, there we go. Okay. And then 1 more. Very good. Alright, and we're going to bring out 1 more soldier to count for that, because we are honest people here. Alright, and everybody meets up there, and guess where you come back to? Every plane goes there. And again, you have control over this area. They can't just march on in there. And if they do, it's a death sentence. Very smart. Next turn, you can send 1 guy up here to capture this territory. Now you're at 33 IPCs. Then you come up into here and you crack this. Crack this nut job. Alright? Boom. And bam. Now I'm not 99% sure, but they might spend stuff over here. Who knows what's happening on this end of the board? Let's say they're kind of distracted over here. Kinda. Next turn, I'm gonna have them spend some stuff on this side. Watch. And we'll get to that in a second. Alright. Oh, this guy does not belong with Russia. Boom. Bam. Bam. Boom. Alright. So far, I'm looking pretty good here. I actually need 1-1. That'd be nice. Oh, no. 1 hit out of all that. Ouch. Not good at all. Good. Very good. Alright, that's a lot better than what I wanted to see. I was kind of nervous there for a second. Alright. Just need a 1. Please? Ooh, that's a very good. Alright, the 2 that are dead, 1 hit, and the 2 that are alive, another 1 hit. Alright, this is kind of going back and forth, which is okay. I'm not too concerned if it's back and forth, but I am concerned if we lose. Quote by me, 2020. Oh, great rolls. 2022. Here we go. Defense don't roll very well. Wow, they rolled amazing. Alright. Now you see why I brought the tanks over there? Yeah. Very, 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 very lucky to have come away with that win. But guess what? We still get the capture, because guess what came with it? The planes. And not the planes, the tanks. Along with that, that means we are now up to, boom, 34 IPC. Now I'm gonna put the rest of the guys away. Alright, here we are already 2 turns in. China has spawned, and this is the last turn I'm gonna do for you guys before you guys come out on your very own. And you guys do your own thing after this, alright? This turn is the last, since this turn is the last turn, I'll be very clear on some things. You've cleared out up here. If you need to, push down. If you don't need to, keep going. But, yeah. We have some options we can do. Down here is where your focus is. Taking over India will get you a factory, +3, and then if you take over Burma, that's another +1. Alright? Now here we go. This is where this turn is gonna get pretty crazy. You gain your IPCs and your respect from your fellow colleagues by getting a grand total of boom, bang, boom, and boom, boom, and boom, boom. Not to mention your 2 that carried over from last time. Brilliant. All right. 36. Let's see here. 36 IPCs. You know, my back's kind of hurting a little bit from sitting on the ground. Not really have a war room. This is just kind of the room with my floor. Yeah, nice little carpet, blue. And then, yeah, that's about it. Now we're gonna kind of do our final topping off with the fleet, as such. And then this is where let's just say they kind of go and they spend a little bit too much down here, but kind of in the wrong area, and they go battleship. They're like, oh, they're building a big army. What if they come back here? Not a bad assumption. Just kind of trying to stay safe, and they move their plane off into here. All right, cool. We got 36 IPCs. Let's do something with it. 2 men coming back out. Boom. Extra IPCs. Gone, but not really. All right. Let's see here. Let's use a pro strategy call here. And I mean pro. I am no way in crap implying that I'm a pro, but something that some pro might do somewhere. I don't know. Let's see here. What was my thing going to be? 2 destroyers. I was like, 2 destroyers? How's that very professional? Watch. Destroyers are Axis and Allies gifts from the gods of Axis and Allies themselves. So, when a destroyer lands in your hands, definitely put it on the field. Definitely put it on the field. You know, 14 extra. And this is my favorite part. Buy a fighter and an artillery. Spend it all here. Spend it all. Fighter, artillery. This is gonna set you up amazingly for what's about to happen. Sorry for bad camera work again. Here you go. Like I said, assuming they messed this up wrong, this is where you do this. They kind of scared you a little bit. Well, this is why I said leave this down here. Boom, bam, bang, bang, double bang, triple bang. Have these tanks come up here. 1, 2, blitz through, and gain you more IPCs, bringing you up to now a total of 36. And this is why you leave those up there, because you're going to see why. Your tank's going to come down here. You're going to come through here. You're going to break through. Like, you're going to blast through these guys right here. Like, you can use everything in your range to blast through these little group of guys. And these men are kind of like your fall guys of sorts. They're going to be the ones like who take the casualty instead of your planes and bombers, because your planes and bombers are going to need to get a big punch in here. Sorry for the noise in the background. Let's take a look here. Miss. I'm not expecting those guys to get any hits at all though, so it should be good. 3 planes. I need you guys to get the hits. What are y'all doing up here? There we go. And then 1 more for the bomber. Boom. A great 3 defense dice. Roll for the dead. 1. Alright, and then 1 for the guy alive. 2. Alright, you need their guy to miss here. You need him to miss badly too. Oh, put the chip in the thing by accident. 1 second. Alright, and this is where you need to get big hits. Big hits, big hits. Alright, big hit done. He needs to miss right here. If he hits, this is bad. It's bad. You lost a plane. But it's not all lost. You got this right here. Plane enforcement coming back here. Back to here. And then my favorite part of this entire thing, oh, I forgot to put an artillery in there, but it's okay. He'll just stay right there, I guess. All right, plane comes into the big old assault of this right here. All right, you're gonna bring this into assault here. Plane to assault. This as well to assault. And then these. Crazy attack brewing. Let's see how well we do. This one's kind of actually more or less something I don't even know what's gonna happen. But let's just say it's part of the plan and just smile and keep going. Cause we have a big old battleship, boys. Big old battleships always put a smile on someone's face. Aircraft carrier rolls a, oh my goodness. He rolls a 1. He really rolled a 1 for us. That is quite beautiful. All right, and these can't take damage, but if they can, we'll do a battle scenario with both. If he can, they would take the damage onto this, but if not, it's dead. So there we go. Miss, not good. All right, they'd probably kill this off, but if it wasn't like that, both would be dead. Both would be dead. And so regardless, this would be dead. And battleship. Oof, that is really not good. All right, and then they roll in defense for him. Nothing. 3. Oh, that 3 hits. All right, again, blocked or dead. Dead. And then we're gonna go over to their battleship that will roll a hit. That's a pain. And then I will probably kill off this right here regardless. So destroyed or dead. And then this is alive regardless. Roll another one. Oh, you're a dead eye. Alright, now this thing's dead regardless. And then we got all these up here. I think this battle is going to work well. Ooh, one hit. Perfect. Damage regardless. These things take 2 do no matter what, so you're good. And just for the kill. Boom. Wow. Just insane. Absolutely amazing. Fly these things back over here. They have enough fuel to do it. Alright, let's say this thing survived. It'll go back here. If it died, boom, it's gone. This thing was dead, no matter what. And boom, just like that, you have them swarmed and you're ready to take over next turn. Up here, you're just gaining land and pushing over this way. And the U.S. fleet scenario, like I was saying, we're just gonna give them like 3 ships. 3 ships, and then they're in the game already. And they're pretty pissed at Japan. And we're gonna give you like a little strategy of something to do to keep up with your fleet and make sure that nothing big and bad happens against you. Alright. Cruiser, big old battleship, and a sub. Guess what we left over here? Boom. Bring him back to this side for defense and leave everything else where it is. These guys are going to be able to push up here. Let's just say they leave one destroyer back to stay with this because I want it to die. They're not going to really swing to that, and if they do swing into it, you will be fine. I am not concerned because guess what? At the end of this turn, you place down these 2 new units. Guess what that is? Guess what all of this is? This up here, this right here, this is all preparing to come back there to kill the stragglers. You guys break even and everything is fine. Everything is fine. This video has ran way longer than expected. But yeah, everything should be fine here. You have really great defenders. Besides the submarine, but they have a submarine too. Well, they have a couple. But you also have, they may have 2 battleships, but you should be okay. 3 of these can definitely take on 1 battleship. I am sure of it. And if things get really, really bad, send this fleet up. You will be okay. You might need to send out some planes or whatever, but just keep pushing and trap India. But also make sure you take over this spot right here. This is probably your scariest thing. And who knows, they might even put out another battleship there. It could be looking like this, whatever. This is like a nightmare scenario right here, just so you know. It's not what's gonna happen every time. This might be a nightmare scenario. Anyways, it's been a real one with you guys. Sorry for the bad footage at some points and stuff, but I really, really like playing as Japan in this game, and I hope I showed you some good reasons why, and some good ways to attack and defend, and some good strategy maybe to help you with playing against Japan in the future. Because yeah, there are some weaknesses that I might go over, like right here, obviously, and you can also really stack India up and throw us off, and probably push up into where we are. You may send something up from Russia around here, which is a big mistake, but it can happen. The USA just spending a whole lot of money just taking over this way. There's ways you can definitely crush Japan, but for the most part, you'll be okay, because Japan's not really anybody's super main focus. Over here is people are like, okay, Germany's OP, they're pushing in, we need to stop them. They're going to want to help out Russia from not dying. So you kind of have free range over here on what you want to do. So yeah, that has been it from Sergeant Eclipse. Hope you guys had a good one, and see you guys next video.